Welcome to Let's Be Real with me, Ben Hatchett. Today's special guest, George French. What's happening, my brother?
How you doing, bro? You alright?
Good?
Yeah, good, mate.
Good.
Not bad.
So, what brought us here today, I see, because I know we trained together in that before. Obviously, we aspired down Double J, shout out Double J. Obviously, on Instagram, I follow your stories and all that, and I saw the story come up, and that was shown now. But obviously, before we get into that, that's what's brought us here. Before we get into this, for those that don't know, tell us about yourself, what you grow up, what you do.
Yeah, so I'm a professional boxer now. I was a kickboxer for 10 years. Started off, obviously, doing kickboxing is a lot different to boxing, so you do like light combats and you go into like full contact. So I had like 5 light combats, straight into full contact, and then I literally just took over. I'm like, without being a bit too big headed, I took over everyone. So
I've seen some of your knockouts, but I've seen some of your fights, man. You're savage, bro. Let's have it right. You don't play about, bro.
No, basically no. So at the end of it, I had 30 kickboxing fights and K1 fights all together, and I won 26 of them.
Yeah.
Won 3 English titles, 3 gold medals, and 2 Southern Area titles. And that was it. And then I got to the point where, like, in kickboxing, you only go like a certain point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can win world titles, but there's no money in it at all whatsoever. So I was like, fuck it, I'll try my thing over boxing. Got straight into the boxing, but obviously went to the white collar first, and then I got signed to the Queensberry as well. So I had like 2 white collars, and it's just too easy, you know, without again sounding big headed. So it was just too easy. So I went straight to boxing. I'd done 2 fights, 1 knockout in the white collar, and then I had 2 on Queensberry, won them, and then I had 1 at the British Championships. But I had a Queensberry fight on a Saturday night, won that, and then we drove over to Birmingham from Epsom, and then I competed in the British Championships where you win gold medals and all that shit, and I won gold in K1 kickboxing and boxing as well. So
I see that Queensberry knockout. That's the one that started
Yeah. So
because to see after you did that, the whole was there a little bit of thing beforehand or something?
Well, there was and there weren't. Like, so he was like, everyone was bigging him up to me. Oh, he's fought there, and he's done this and that. Oh, he's done bare knuckle. He's done fucking MMA and all this. And I thought, and then I walked past him. It was actually quite a funny story. I walked past him outside the venue and I got fucking shit on my bed. And I thought, no, you can't. He's mugging right off here, like, and literally right in front of him. And then I was like, oh mate. And he started laughing at it. I thought, yeah, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, literally. And then they was like, right, you're on. And I was still in my jeans and that. And they was like, oh no, 2 fights have been cancelled. You're on next. Still in my jeans, hadn't warmed up, so I ran downstairs, got my fucking wraps on, got this, that, and I was ready to go, and I was like, right, fuck it, didn't really warm up, I was running straight up. I said to my coach, I was like, give me 40 seconds with this cunt. Like, literally.
I see it,
literally, as soon as I walked in, 36 seconds, I knocked him out in. So I thought, you motherfucker, I got you back, literally.
Yeah, you got him good.
Yeah, so
what got you into it, though? What started him? Because how old was you when you got into the kickboxing then?
I was 14, 14. So I literally, it was one of my mates' dads done kickboxing. Only like a little village hall, there's no bags or nothing in there, nothing like, not like a gym, it was just like a turn up, punch the air, do you know what I mean? And that was that. So we've done that. I literally was with them for like 2 years, done like the odd little light con fight with them. And then I was actually supposed to make my full contact debut with them, and then I got to the point where it was about a week before my fight, and I was fighting on Carl Denny's show at HK, and then luckily them lot decided to go away, my coaches, and I was like, sweet, I ain't got no one here. And then the night before, my opponent luckily pulled out because I didn't have a coach anyway. Yeah. And then I messaged Carl and was like, can I come train down with you for a week? Because there was away, and he was like, yeah, come on in. And then I just never left him, basically, and I was with him for a few years. Yeah. And that's obviously built my profile up, got me the fights, and made me
keep growing.
He made me. If it weren't for Carl, I wouldn't be where I am now. Do you know what I mean? And then like I said, got to the boxing, and I got to the point with Carl where obviously Carl was a kickboxing coach. You know what I mean? It's not a boxing coach. He has done a bit of boxing, but he's all kickboxing. Do you know what I mean? So he didn't really have time, and obviously from where I wanted to go with it, it wasn't for him. Do you know what I mean? So I just said to him, look, I need to see where I'm at. Do you know what I mean? I went down obviously Double J's. Yeah. For a couple of weeks, a couple of months actually, done a bit of sparring and stuff down there, obviously, when we trained together a couple of times. And then I just said to Jack Eubank down there, obviously, I was like, mate, I'm going to go pro. He was like, yeah, do it, fuck it. And I was like, no, I'm out. And then obviously I messaged Bill at Rumbles, where I am now, big up Rumbles. And then went down there for 1 PT, and he straight away went, yeah, come down and turn over, and then that was that really. So yeah, I've been training there since, and obviously waiting for the debut hopefully at the end of the year. hopefully September time, but maybe September, October.
It's COVID at the minute, causing a lot of problems with fights and all that, isn't it?
It's just so shit. Like, we're obviously no crowds. Obviously, like I said, with the ticket sales and that, you can't. If you want to be a pro boxer at the moment, you've got to pretty much pay for your own opponent. So again,
it's not going. Some people, like you said, we said just before, we're touching it up. Like, people think once you go pro, all of a sudden you're going to be rich and famous. You've made it with something, innit? That's not. Explain the reality, because it ain't
honestly, like basically, when people turn pro, I've had so many people go, "Oh, Carl, you got some money." I'm like, mate, I can't stress to you enough how. Do you know what? You probably earn more money to start off with on Queensberry white collar than you do as a pro to start off with. That's how bad. Unless you've got sponsors, like all these big pros at the moment, most of their money comes from big sponsors. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got a few little sponsors that pay for my training every month, pay for my strength and conditioning a month, so which is a touch, which is like, shout out to South East Maintenance and stuff like that who do help me. But if it weren't for them, I would still be having to pay £200-300 a month to train, just to train. Do you know what I mean? That's without, and that's it. If I end up fighting, say my debut, and I don't sell any tickets, I've then got to come up with money to pay for the person that I'm fighting, which is £1,500. That's just for a journeyman as well. So that's obviously the higher you get up the ranks, the more money it costs. You know what I mean?
It's mad, isn't it?
People don't realise that. If you want to wear your own, say for instance, if I wanted to wear my own sort of glove for my fight, I have to then buy my opponent that exact same set as well.
So you didn't know that?
People don't know that, yeah. People don't know. So when you see like a journeyman for that, or like a pro debut, and he's got fly gloves on, which is £600, they also have to buy the journeyman that £600 pair of gloves.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
crazy,
People don't realise little things like this, and obviously then travelling. I train 40 minutes from where I live, so for that to do that every day, there and back, 40 minutes each way.
But you've always been a bit of a traveller fighter, like, because I remember I said to you, because even in Hastings, you trained here in Hastings, Double J, but you don't live in Hastings, do you?
No.
You live?
I live I live in Ashford now, but I was living in a place called Brooklyn, which is about 10 minutes from Wright, but that was taking me 40 minutes to get here every day.
So you're getting there, and you're sure you're training enough every day?
Every day, yeah. So now, luckily, I live in Ashford. My strength and conditioning's 2 minutes down the road. Double J's is 5 minutes down the road for me, but then Sittingbourne is about 40 minutes down the road. Do you know what I mean? So
all that cost still.
It still adds up. Do you know what I mean? And plus, I'm trying to work every day as well. So I finish work at 5 o'clock, straight to training, straight to there, and for all you know, you've done £200 fucking week in fuel. Do you know what I mean?
So what drives you to do it then? Because obviously, I'm thinking you've only got to do sport. There's got to be some sort of love for the sport to do it.
Oh yeah, like I said, like I used to play football now when I was younger, but I mean, I was alright at football. I wasn't like the best, I weren't the worst, but that just bores the shit out of me now. Do you know what I mean? The only time I watch it is like Euros and that. Do you know what I mean? Like at the moment, but do you know what? I'm like one of them. Like, I don't go out that much. Obviously, you'll hear the reason in a minute as to why, but I do drink, but I don't. When I'm in fight camp, I will religiously not touch a single drink. Obviously, like I think in 2019, before the COVID hit, I went out twice, and one of them was New Year's. Do you know what I mean? Like in the whole year. Yeah. That's just the sort of person I am. Like it don't really entertain me all that shit. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather just. I like being healthy. I get. It sounds bad, but I like fucking punching people. Do you know what I mean? I get honest. Honestly.
Let's be real.
Honestly, I'm being real. Like, honestly, like I get like where I haven't fought for ages. Like I got. Sounds bad, but like I go out sometimes. I'm like, someone just fucking hit me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I'm like, I just want someone to fucking hit me. Like I don't care if it's like bare knuckle or anything. Just someone punch me so I can sway you in. It sounds really bad, but like that's just. I get to that point, like, and I start getting a bit depressed where I'm like, mate, I've got to fight. I've really got to fucking start fighting, but. And then I say to myself, right, stop, because I can fucking lose my license, I could lose this, I could lose that, and I'm like, right, just relax yourself.
What do you think that is? That love, is that hunger? What do you think it is?
I think it's a bit of both. Like I think when I have my pro debut, and the ball starts rolling, I'll be calm. Do you know what I mean? But where I haven't fought for like my last fight was the February before the lockdown. So it was like February the 15th that weekend. It was my last fight. I had 4 fights over that weekend. Obviously, I had the Queensberry fight and the 3 or 4 fights where it was. The next day in the tournament or whatever it was. So that was what, fucking year and a half ago now? Yeah, year and a half. So bearing in mind I went from fighting every 2 months from not fighting for a fucking year and a half, do you know what I mean? So like I sit at home sometimes, I live with 2 of my best mates and I'm like, fucking hell, I've got itchy knuckles, my boys. Boys, come on, let me honestly, I'm like, boys, and they're like, fuck off, and I'm like, come on, someone do something.
Are they fighters too? Are they boxers?
Nah, they're not. So they go gym and that, like Ray Char, like he's like a big boy. Like,
I feel like you're always playing jokes in the back and all that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're always like pissing each other off and that. And he always, he's a lot bigger than me. He's like 6 something, so he always like throws me around a little bit, and I'm like fucking putting him in chokers and that. Like, do you know what I mean? But luckily, I've always through the lockdown, I've managed to train. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel sorry for people that, you know what I mean? Like, obviously the mental health problems that I've struggled with it as well. Like fucking hell, like, I've been so depressed. Like I'll say it now, like recently I've been depressed on my fucking tablets at the moment, just where I'm just like fucking hell.
It's good to admit that, but obviously my thing, I'm forefront of like,
of course.
Respect the openness about the mental health. Not a lot of people still sort of hide away from it and that, man. What is it? What's been getting?
It's just, I don't know, I think it's just where, do you know what, I think it's the lockdown, it didn't hit me when it actually happened. So when it all locked down, I was sweet, you know what I mean? Like, I was at my mum's at the time, she's got a tub, and I was like, yeah, sweet, it's summer, do you know what I mean? I'm like, fuck it, like, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, whatever it is, I only had 3 months off work furlough, so I was sweet with that as well. And then I think now it's just suddenly, I don't know why all of a sudden, but I think the last few months now it's just hitting me like a train, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Since January, that's why I moved in with my mates, because I was like, boys, I'm fucking losing my shit here, like I'm going home, I'm sitting home, I'm just sitting there, do you know what I mean? Like, I had a PlayStation that, but I had to sell that because I was just getting so unfit, where I was just sitting there all night like playing it. I was like, oh, I've got to start running again, I've got to start fucking, like I was just so up and down, and I was like, boys, I've got to move in, I need something, like, and then obviously I moved in with them two, Scott and Char, and then stayed, and then luckily I'm aware, but there was a couple of months where I went a bit funny. I had to see a doctor and stuff, and he's put me on his like antidepressant tablets, like one a day, whatever it is.
I'm on them myself, like,
and they are helping. Yeah, and obviously all the time that's things are opening, gyms are opening, shows are happening. I think it's that, do you know what I mean? It's as bad as it is, that's how much I need boxing, do you know what I mean? That's how bad it is. Like I get to the point where I sit home and I'm like, mate, it's driving me crazy, like, and like you said, I get these fucking sick thoughts, so I'm like, I just need someone to punch me, like, it's weird. And like, even when I'm sparring and that, like, I spar down the gym and stuff, and I spar people that are better than me, and they're like, George, what are you doing? And they hit me so hard, and I laugh, and I'm like, fucking mate, come on, like, it almost turns me on. I'm like, come on, just fucking hit me harder. And then like every round, it could be like the 4th round, 3 minutes. Be like the 3rd round, and he'd be like, Mush, you do not stop coming forward. I'm like, and then they're all like, you fucking love it, didn't you? And I'm like, honestly, like, I laugh at them.
You can see it, mate, you can see it.
Honestly, I laugh at them. I'm like, hit me hard, you motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, even the bigger lads and that, and I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's just fucking, it's just, well, I've just done it for so long now. It's
part of it.
Yeah, it's just part of me, yeah. I don't think I would ever stop. I don't think I'd ever stop boxing, do you know what I mean? I can't. I physically can't. I think that's not just me, like, physically, I think that's like mentally as well. I think I'll just end up fucking...
Yeah. Your heart's in it.
Yeah.
Your heart's
I'll end up fucking going loopy, I'm telling you, honestly, I would.
So who do you think you've never found the boxing there? Because you say if you was 14, so obviously at the sort of school time, what was you like at school and at that sort of time?
Oh, I was a little fucker in school.
Was you?
Honestly, I was a right little cunt in school. I was fucking... Well, I hardly went, to be honest. I got arrested twice in school, got fucking suspended. What for? Fighting and stuff, I got suspended 6 times for fighting. Got arrested for criminal damage on a teacher's car. Got fucking, honestly, I was a little fucker, honestly. And
I've done this shit to the teacher's car.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, it happens.
Literally, yeah. Like, I was like jumping on their car bonnets and that. Like, honestly, I was a right little cunt. And then, literally, like, as I got a little bit older, obviously, like year 11, like starting to leave, I was like, fucking hell, I've got to sort my shit out. Like, and then luckily, I got a job straight away, and I was like, I've worked ever since and that. So. I've done alright for myself right now, so...
Do you think the boxing that sort of humbled you in that as well? Like, sort of, what's the word, like, sort of, was it shocked, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, shocked, yeah, 100% humbled me, because, like, even, like, when he used to go out, like, when he first turned 18 and stuff, I was a right little fucker, like, I was just starting fights, and fucking... I used to get the ag all the time and that, but boxing, it has humbled me. It's just, like, the last, like, year where I haven't been able to fight, or I'm a bit, like, aggy again, but before that, I'm, like, out of my friend group, I've got quite a big friend group, and it's like, I'm like the calmest one. And everyone always says to me, there's no way you're a boxer. I'm like, I don't need to fight, do you know what I mean? I'll go around Ashton and oh, you're help us. And I'm like, no, I won't, fuck off. Fight your own shit, you know what I mean? I ain't fucking helping you. I don't even know you, do you know what I mean? You just know of me. I don't know you, do you know what I mean? I always get that, always.
People try and draw you in and that.
Yeah, they're like, oh, boys, let's fight. So you're a boxer, you can't. No, mate, I'm not gonna come and help you fight some random geek. Obviously, I'll back myself and I'll back my mates, but I'm not gonna fucking...
Just a random, like...
Yeah, I've got to be good, you know what I mean? So... just fucking one of them, but I just think fucking the last year has just fucking got to me so fucking much where I do like feel so.
But there's people going through it as well, Jay. It's a serious thing. Like what we don't know, and I only found this out the other day, is literally the suicide rate in the COVID. Like, there's more suicides killing than COVID.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
That's
you know what I mean?
mental. That is ridiculous. That's all. Yeah. Obviously, like it's alright if you got a fucking like summer, like the last lockdown where you couldn't leave your fucking house or wherever it was. Alright if you got a garden. Now, what about these people that are in little flats and fucking can't move or can't fucking, you know what I mean? It's horrendous.
I get missed all the time.
Yeah.
We're doing that. Do you know what I mean? And what people go through, like, is crazy. And obviously, some people open up, some people don't. And people are struggling, and people are getting to the point. It's suppressing them, depressing them, and they are. Unfortunately, people are killing themselves like that. It's real. You get on sort of saying emotions. It's not a joke, and people are literally suicide because of this. And it's fucking crazy, man.
And they don't realise how much a gym actually helps a person. Not just a boxing gym, like just a normal weights gym, the atmosphere, everything. They don't realise how much it actually helps you. Like if I don't train for 3 days, fuck me, I go like. I hate my life. And people at work are like, you're right. And I'm like, I just need to fucking punch up. Or I need to lift some weights, you know what I mean? I need to do something, do you know what I mean? People don't realise what it does to you, like how much of a good mood eating clean does to you, like fucking lifting weights, punching, fucking anything. Like just being in a gym, even if you're not even training, if you're just there. Socialising, fucking hell. Like just seeing your mates, like they just don't realise, and then all of a sudden, this is what I think's happened to me. I'm alright like now because I'm with my mates, but all of a sudden I was like, fucking hell, it's hit me now, like it's fucking hit me, because I'm like the most sociable geezer in our group, you know what I mean? I'll talk to anyone, I'm fucking, you know, doing like whatever, like I'm just a nutter, like when it's out, do you know what I mean? But come down to it, when you all of a sudden that gets taken away from you and you can't fucking go out, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like I say, I'm not one to go out a lot anyway, but when I do, I love it, do you know what I mean? I have a laugh with my mates and that, and all of a sudden it gets taken away and you're like, fuck, and then all of a sudden it hits you like a train, like you said. If people fucking that rating to be more than the actual COVID test, it's fucking
mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, it's absolutely ridiculous. So
I think they don't realise the effect is having, especially with the gyms and that. And they're talking this other one, it could be happening again, lockdown fights, kind of, mate. Come from lock up to lockdown, mate. It's another world now.
Exactly, so you've come from.
I thought I got out for years though. Lockdown's like what?
You know, it's sweet. I'm just like in a bigger prison basically, just outside.
It's mad, isn't it? Like,
it's crazy.
It is, man. It is. You need to carry on. Find that. I mean, you need to have that things about around there, things that make you feel good, and it's difficult. It's things that you love are getting fucking taken away now. Exactly. What are you meant to do?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Especially when people can't see like their relatives or their fucking loved ones and that for months and months and months. It's no wonder people are fucking doing that as bad as it is. You know what I mean? It's no wonder. So.
This emotional one. So let's get on to another one. The picture. I'll put the picture. We'll put the picture up here now. So this is what led to the podcast today. So the picture's come up now. So I saw this. I haven't asked you about it. So I don't know actually. So we just speak with George with Powers. I could have asked him, but when you agreed to do the podcast, I thought I won't ask anything because I want to know. Like the people when see now, be wondering what is the story behind this picture?
Yeah. So basically,
because you're pro boxing now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? In this picture, you look like you're on your way out. Yeah. Have it right.
Literally, I was literally. Yeah. So I just turned 18. Again, like you said, like I just said, I was a little fucker when I was younger. I just turned 18. It was my birthday's on March 23rd, and I booked like IB for like August and that, and this happened in June, right? So literally the day I turned 18, I was out straight away, and I was going out. I'm talking Monday Madness, Wednesday, Dirty Thursday. It's fucking,
got names for all of them.
Like, you know what I mean? Do you know, it's like Friday, Saturday. I was out Sunday session all day with my mates. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking like every week. Like it got to a point where I was like I was fucked basically. Like, and it was just one night I went out and well, I remember it and I don't remember it. It was a Saturday night and I was in Ashford and I'd been out the Monday, the Wednesday, the Thursday, Friday, and this was a Saturday. And I went out and I was just fucking Jägerbomb after Jägerbomb after Jägerbomb after Jägerbomb, and it wasn't that night that it happened, but it was the next day, and I woke up and I was just like, fucking hell, I feel better, you know, like obviously hanging out your ass, like I was like, fuck me, I'd done bare Jaegers that night. I went outside and I started throwing up a bit, and I was in my mate's brother in Ashford, my mate Troy's brother, and I went outside and I was like, boys, I've got to be sick, like something came right here. Fucking started throwing up, I was like, right, I feel a bit better, I'm alright. Went to the cafe. Obviously a fat old breakfast, normally salt you all out.
Yeah.
Bring this breakfast out and I was like, nah, I literally I didn't even touch it, like not even nothing. Like normally you'd eat like a little bit, nothing whatsoever, and I was like, well, I've got to stand outside. Went to stand outside and I was like, right boys, I've got to go home. Got lift home, went straight to bed. My mum was like, oh, you're right. I was like, yeah, no, I'm just hanging out my arse sort of thing. Went straight upstairs, slept till about 6 or 7. Mum brought me in like fish and chips from the takeaway. Again, couldn't touch a single thing, and I was like, I need to be sick again. Kept being sick. It was like black sick.
Yeah.
And I thought, fucking hell, what's going on here? Like, whatever.
I feel like something was different though.
Yeah, just like, because normally back then, like, I was alright with hangovers, you know what I mean? I was like...
Well, you are, when you're young.
When you're young, yeah, you're drinking that much, you're 18, you're loving it with the lads and all that lot. And it was during the 4th, this was during the 5th now, so this was, so it was about 9 o'clock at night, and I was with my girlfriend at the time called Laura, and obviously I was only young, so I was just sitting at home. I hadn't started driving yet either, so my mate come round and he was like, "You're right," and I was literally on the sofa like fucking dying basically.
Yeah.
Well, I was dying, like literally, and I
did not know that. Obviously,
didn't have a clue. I couldn't drink nothing, couldn't eat nothing, and all of a sudden like, I passed out on the sofa, and I woke up and I was like, I need. It was really weird. I was like, I need an orange Clippo. Like, you know them ice creams? Like, it was so weird. Like, I was like...
That is random.
Literally, it's so random. I was like, I need an orange Clippo. And they were like, what? And I was like, I need an orange Clippo. They was like, right, alright. So they were shot down to the garage just about a mile from my mum's house. Come back and I passed out again. And I woke back up and I was like, trying to eat a little bit. Like, trying to fucking... not to be so dehydrated and that. And I was like, nah, Troy. I was like, bearing in mind my parents were asleep at this point. Yeah. So this was about 11 o'clock at night now. And I was like, mate, something ain't right. And he tried to ring a fucking doctor. This was 10 years ago now. Literally, 10-year anniversary was last week or a couple of weeks ago. And then he was like, fuck it, I'm going to just take you. So I walked to his car, I had no top on, no shoes on. No, I bought new trainers for that night out. So I had Vans on. Like, literally, I was walking to his car and he took me in, went straight to A&E, and I walked in and literally, in Ashford, like, there's the A&E like desk is in the corner. And then the door's like here, so I walked in, and as I walked up to it, I just fucking collapsed. And literally, they pulled me up onto the sofa, and I was like, I need to be seen. Like, Troy was like, fucking see him now, see him now. Literally, I got taken in.
Scary, man. It's giving me like anxiety.
Yeah, honestly,
like, good, like, I can feel it, like,
honestly, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, I'm not new to drinking, but I am at the same time. Do you know what I mean? I've not been out before. Well, it's my second month of being out. Do you know what I mean? I just turned 18. They took me into the thing, and then literally, I was just, you know, like them like carton things they give you to be if you're sick, like them fucking carton things. Yeah. I was literally like fucking throwing up, like black sick. Next one, straight away, again, straight away. And all of a sudden, they was just like, he's gone. He's like, I didn't know this, but at this point, I was fucking out of it. Do you know what I mean? And they said to my mate, they was like, you need to ring his parents now. Like he's got an hour basically.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah, they said to me, well, my dad's shot up there, obviously, fucking, I do feel like that's the worst bit about it all, like, my parents were still asleep, so to get that phone call to basically say, like, they said to me, my parents, that he's got an hour to live, basically, and in an hour's time he'll be dead, and they was like, you know what I mean, to wake up, they thought I was downstairs fucking watching TV in my bed, next thing I know, that I'm fucking in A&E an hour away from dying, they're like, fucking, they shot up, obviously, and they even, the doctor even said to my dad, like, say goodbye to him, like, this is it, yeah, literally, yeah, and then they put me straight into this coma, basically, they induced it for me, yeah, I was in a fucking coma for, well, it worked out about a month, I think it was.
A month,
yeah, so, all, like, they say, like, oh, you can hear things and shit, but I was dead, you know what I mean, I couldn't have told you what the fucking...
No dreams,
nothing, absolutely nothing, and then during the coma, I got a chest infection as well, so it fucked it even more. So where obviously I was doing all this blood fucking transfusion and all this shit, like all this I only got like this chest infection, which then made it last longer and like double fucked me basically.
Why did they put you in this induced coma? What was the actual problem with your body? It's
just all my kidneys were failing. My fucking like it was just where I was just like so fucked. Like like I said, my kidneys were failing. They had to transfer like new blood into me basically. They basically got rid of all my old blood and basically put a fucking load of new blood in. Like that was basically what it was. It was all because of fucking drink, literally, and Jaeger bomb. So I've never touched a Jaeger bomb since that day. But literally, it sounds weird, but sometimes like, I get like flashbacks and that. So like I think about it and then I smell like Jaeger and I'm like, fuck, like, and I'm like, get away from me.
Get you like panicky?
Yeah, sometimes.
I'm trying to empathize when I talk about it. I try and really put myself in their shoes. Even that, but I'm really thinking about it, especially if you're parent that, bro.
Yeah, sometimes when I go back to like a hospital or something, I'm like, I can fuck it. Especially that one, I'm like, I remember that fucking motherfucker. Yeah. And it's so weird, and I woke up, I remember the day I woke up, I woke up a little bit and I went back into it, And I think because of the chest infection, it made it worse and made me go back into it. So I woke up and I went to my mum. I rolled over and my mum was sitting to the side of me, and I went, "Where's my trainers from last night?" And she went, "George, it's 3 Thursdays later." I was like, "What? Like, what the fuck's going on?" They was like, "No." And then I went back into it, and then I woke back up again. And then the second time I woke up, no one was around, and I fucking lost my shit. Like, obviously, I didn't know where. Yeah, I freaked out literally. I didn't know where I was. I was like fucking crying. I was like, "What the?" And I was proper awake at this point, but obviously drugged out my fucking head. Yeah. And I just didn't know where I was, and I was just fucking kicking off. I was fucking throwing them. Bearing in mind, you're seeing that picture. Obviously, I had like things on my neck, arms. I had like this big stem up my fucking leg here, going into my kidneys, fucking catheter and all this shit, and I was just fucking like this. I was ripping shit off my neck. I was like, honestly, like I was fucking going mental. Like,
just out of panicking, like freak mode. Like,
yeah, because like how my mind worked then, or like when people say you're going to, like, they think you can hear shit, but honestly, like I wouldn't even know if I died that day. Like if I died and never wake up again, I wouldn't even known about it. Do you know, it's so hard to explain. Like I woke up and like I said, I thought I was at home basically, and I was like, oh, last night was alright. No, you know what I mean? Like one of them. And next time I look around these fucking machines, it's beeping, it's fucking. I was in intensive care obviously at the time. And then obviously my mum come in and was like, oh, fucking calm down, like, this is where you are, sort of thing. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, it was going absolutely mental. And then I was in there for a few weeks. Obviously they were trying to get me back to fucking normal. I lost obviously so much weight. I was like a little fucking twig. Like I couldn't eat nothing for weeks and weeks and weeks, because where obviously all these pipes are in my neck and in my mouth and that, it cut all the inside of my throat, so I couldn't eat nothing either. So the only thing I could eat was like jelly. So there's one like
milkshakes. And
I couldn't even have that really. It was it's literally just this jelly that I could have. I don't know why. It was just, and then the first night that I had to go to sleep without my family there, and I was awake, but then go back to sleep, I lost my shit again. Well, I hadn't eaten either, so I was fucking starving, and I was like, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I fucking need jelly. And I was like, I need fucking jelly. Honestly, 3 nurses had to pin me down, and I was like, fucking get me some jelly. And I just lost my shit, and then I was like, give me a phone. I was like trying to ring people, like, I was like, I need jelly. Like, honestly, it's so weird, but like, I was just so like drugged out my fucking face. Like, it was the most messed up thing ever. And then literally a week after that, obviously people were coming to see me more, my family, my aunties, my uncles, my friends and that. Obviously it was all like proper emotional and that. They'd done like this diary where they just wrote in every day to basically say like, please wake up and stuff, like, and things that were happening that I missed basically. That was the worst thing, like I missed so much. Like June's my whole family's birthdays as well, like my mum's, both my sisters. That
must have been hard for them as well. How can they can't celebrate a birthday?
That's what I mean. It was so weird. Like, I was just like, fuck me, I've missed so much. You know what I mean? And then it was learning to walk again. That was the worst thing. Like
she literally had to walk.
Literally from scratch. It was like.
Did you realise at the time you can walk when you started waiting like a day?
No, honestly, because obviously I've been in this bed for so long, and all the time I was awake, I hadn't left it either. So I just had to stay on these fucking pipes. So it's so fucking boring as well. But obviously I was so drugged up, the days just flew by. Do you know what I mean? I was like, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's one of them. But yeah, again, it was no one was in the place. Again, my mum was out, and I really wanted my mum. Like I'm a bit of a mummy's boy, so I was like, fuck, where's my mum? And I was like, oh, she's coming in a minute. I waited, and she still didn't come. So I fucking went to get up. I sat up and stood up and went to walk, and it's the first time obviously I'd ever got up and was trying to get my mum. Had this fucking.
How long have you been up now? A couple of days?
I was awake about a couple of weeks now, so I'd have been about 2 weeks here, and then literally I had like this fucking machine on here, still stuff in my neck, obviously the catheter, all that shit in. I go to walk and I'm like this. I stand up at this point, bear in mind no doctors are around, nothing, and I'm on my own. I'm like, I'll fucking do this, you know what I mean? I walked about three, 4 steps, like to the bed's like this way, and I walked literally here to the corridors here, and I literally walked up 3 steps and I fucking bosh.
All the shit.
Literally flat on my face, smacked my head. Literally, this machine fell on top of me, this thing, and all these doctors ran over. My mum come running in. It was like, you alright? And I was like, just for my mum. Like, literally, all this shit. Like, a thing ripped out my arm. Like it was. That's so weird. Like I got a scar here on my leg, and when I rubbed my hand over it, I sort of like. Feel that again.
I feel it, boy. When you said, why is that?
Yeah, it makes me like it's like a tube, so it makes me like cringe. You know what I mean? I can feel it. Do you know what I mean? It's just so jank, and then. Like, all these doctors got me up and fucking was like, oh, you're alright? I'm like, I'm fine, I just want my fucking mum, like, where the fuck is she? Like, and then that's put me back in bed, so then they wouldn't let me back out again, so that was like the second or third day where I was going to start to learn to walk again, or whatever it was, or it might have been the first day, but they wouldn't let me out and do it, so that pissed me off even more. So I was just getting so fucking aggy with everyone. And then over the next week over that, they had to literally come in 2 walking specialists, either side of me in my arms, fucking step by step, like literally it was like I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, honestly. That was probably the worst pain that I've ever been through, just from anything, not even just all the shit that's in me, like happened, like, but like my family, my fucking work, fucking people. My Facebook was like fucking covered with like so many messages of people because no one really knows what's happening, do they? No one knows if you're gonna wake up, if you're not gonna wake up, because obviously I might not woken up. Do you know what I mean? It's like one of them. But after I learned to walk again, I got moved to like the bit less of a fucking. So I was in intensive care, so a bit of a quieter ward. So I was alright then. I still had this machine attached to me, but that was the only thing. So they took the things out my neck, but I couldn't speak because couldn't even really speak. I was like, it sounded like I had like a fucking really savage sore throat, and I struggled to speak and that. So I literally couldn't really speak, couldn't fucking eat, I couldn't do it. I literally, and then I was just so bearing in mind like the ward was probably fucking 10 yards in a circle. I'd be fucking absolutely shattered walking around that. Like literally, I walk it and I go, fuck me, I'm done for the day.
Where was you mentally on? What was it doing to you mentally, bro?
Do you know what? I remember all I was thinking was like, I got to fucking get through this, like literally, and all I kept thinking is that I'm never gonna walk again. It's so weird. Like I was walking, but I wasn't. Do you know what I mean? All I kept thinking is that I said I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I was at the time I was playing football. I was just like I was kickboxing for 4 years, but on and off, and then I was like, this is it, I'm fucked. Like I'm like quite a sporty person as well, so like any sport I'll do, I'll give it a good go, do you know what I mean? So I was like, that's it, what the fuck am I going to do now? Like literally, what am I going to do in my life now? Like that's all I kept thinking, and I kept crying to my mum. I was like, Mum, like I'm fucked, like what am I going to do? Like I can't even walk, do you know what I mean? And
she talking you through it?
Yeah, literally, Mum, my fucking hell, my mum's my rock, you know what I mean? She sat next to me the whole fucking time, like didn't even say, I'm blessed, like she's my ex-girlfriend now, but her name's Laura. She literally was by my bed fucking the whole time. When I woke up, she was there. When I went to sleep, she was there. Fucking, bearing in mind, she was just leaving school at the time, so I was 18, she was 17. So she was still like pissing about up there as well, and coming straight to the hospital. It was fucking, honestly, it was absolutely mad. And then, so I was in the hospital for a few more weeks after that. Finally got let home, which is like the longest fucking thing ever. And my first meal was a chicken nugget.
Chicken nugget?
I was like,
what's so good on a chicken nugget?
You know what I mean? They all sit there eating a McDonald's in front of me knowing I can't eat, and then I fucking sit there and I was like, I need to try something. Like, just give me one nugget. And I remember I had like one bite of it and it got like stuck in my throat. And honestly, it was so sore. Like it was like, like, you know when you get a cut on your arm and you rub it. Oh mate, it was vile, and I was like, no, never. I was like, never again. And then after a few more days, like I said, I got let out finally. But again, so I was in there for like most of June, and then it still took me. So where my parents live, there's a block, and it's probably not even half a mile, like a quarter of a mile round. And I couldn't walk that full quarter of a mile without stopping for like 6 months. Shit. That's how much it fucked me. Like my kidneys and everything. Like literally, to do a full lap, like bearing in mind it's probably a fucking 3 minute walk, 4 minute walk. I couldn't do it without stopping. Honestly, like that's how much it fucked me. And then like the pictures that you obviously showed from when I've been in a coma to that is literally 2 years apart. So I was in the coma from when I just turned 18. Bearing in mind 6 months of that to learn to walk again and get my breath back. And then 2 years after, from the day I went into it, was when I won that Southern Area title.
That was a fight.
That was a fight. I won 5 rounds. Kickboxing, won the Southern Area title. So
what do you think? Like, there must have been a lot of drive behind that fight,
mate. Honestly, like, so before that, I had 3 fights before that fight. So so you're talking. I'd say altogether, I had about a year from starting from basically being a fucking toddler again, learning how to walk again, to being a fucking Southern Area champion.
And Southern Area champion, for those who don't know, Southern Area champion. That's
and it was ISK as well, so that's like the biggest recognised promotion in kickboxing, ISKA. So it's Southern Area champion of that weight category. So I was 70 kilos, and bear in mind I come out of hospital, I was 62 kilo, I think. So I just built my fucking self out, and like I said, you show that picture of what I was then as well. Built myself up. I was going to the gym every day. I said I started walking more, and every walk I done a bit further, and I was like, nah, fuck this. I was like, I'm gonna smash this. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the mindset. That's what I want to know. The mindset.
Yeah.
On the mindset.
Do you know what? I think it's just because where I'm so sporty, and I was like, nah, do you know what? I'm not gonna let this fuck me. I know I can fuck it, because it's so weird. Like when I was walking around, I'd walk round and I'd stop because I needed to, but I was like, I know I can fucking do this. Why am I stopping? In my head, do you know what I mean? I was like, why am I fucking stopping? Like it's there. Like come on, sort your shit out.
Yeah.
Like that's what. It's so frustrating though, because you know yourself you can do it, but you can't at the same time. You know what I mean? I was sitting there and I was like my kidneys were hurting, my fucking this, that and it. You know what I mean? I was like bending over, I was so fucked, you know what I mean? I was like pale, like...
You could have easily used an excuse to like, I'm going back and... You know what I mean?
I could have stopped altogether, do you know what I mean? I could have literally fucking not gone to work again, like literally I was straight, well not straight back into work, but a good few months after I was back into work, and I was like, nah, do you know what, fuck it. I was like, I can do this, and like I said, walking a bit more, and then I found Carl in Hastings. And then it just fucking kicked off from there. And then, like I said, I won the 3 fights straight away.
What was the first fight like? Southern County's a mate, bro. That's an achievement coming from that. I mean, people see it, obviously, you know what I mean, the status of it, anyone holding of Southern County, do you know what I mean? Like, come on, that's amazing.
No, I appreciate it.
I want about the first fight.
The first fight?
Because even to me, I'd even think, even from that to having one fight, bro. Me, even my thing's all like, that sort of first, and it means a lot. So
of course.
How much that first fight means to you, bro?
Do you know what? It was that... Yeah, I don't mention it a lot, but that was probably one of the best things ever. That was my first, like, they say sometimes you got to have a couple of like con fights and kickboxing, whatever, to get back into it, but that was my first fight back at all. Yeah. So obviously I'd been sparring in the gym, and I was back to full fit again. Yeah. And that took probably.
So were you back?
I wouldn't say I personally still wouldn't say I'm fully fit now. Like I'm not fully fit. Like I'm not fully recovered from it now, because like I said, I still have these weird flashbacks. I still have these weird like thoughts, you know what I mean? If I smell something like Jaeger, I'm like, bruv, get the fuck that away from, like the boys know, like, don't bring that near me at all. Like I don't care how drunk you are, if you come near me, I'll smash your teeth in, do you know what I mean? Like,
no Jaegers.
Yeah, literally nothing like that. Like just because I can smell it and I'm like, nah.
It just triggers. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion behind
it. Exactly, yeah. Like, and
like
I said, the worst pain is like breaking my parents' heart, do you know what I mean? Like I couldn't even imagine the call to be like, your fucking boy's gonna die in and out if you don't hurry up, do you know what I mean? But
what did they think about you fighting after?
My mum's worried about it all the time now, still to this day. Do you know what I mean? But they're still my number one fans. But do you know what I mean? But they're still like, she worries. They just make sure I'm fucking always fit and healthy. Do you know what I mean? They know I train hard and stuff. So, but I wouldn't let myself go back into that. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't let myself drink like I used to. Like obviously I have the odd drinking now and then and whatever else, and like the Euros and shit like that. But I definitely wouldn't let myself fall back into that shit.
A lot of them lads are saying they're 10 and 18 and they just want to get on it, do you know what I mean? You realise you're abusing your body, man.
100%. That's what I'd say to the young ones. Honestly, like the 18, 19s, or just turning 18, 19, fucking just trust me. Do not go out thinking, oh, it's cool, like fucking let's go clubbing, or pull birds, whatever. Yeah, you can do that, but just trust me, just do not fucking take the piss of it. Like I've never done drugs either, so that's not even drug related, that's just drink. Yeah. So especially these days, all these kids fucking doing drugs and balloons like it's going out of fashion. Yeah, like it's hard to find people that don't do all that now. Do you know what I mean? Like I never touched anything. I still to this day haven't touched anything like that. So that is just drink, and I know firsthand what it can do to you. I just thinking you're cool, basically, because that's what it was. I was a prick, and I thought I was fucking cool. Do you know what I mean?
That's the realness. Obviously, I do get a lot of lads that watching that as well. So
yeah, literally, like as soon as you turn 18, they're like, oh, it's fucking balls. Yeah, it's good to do that now and then, but trust me, do not go fucking Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like it will fucking catch up.
I bet you thought as well. It's like one of them. This is what comes to my head. It's like happens to other people, it wouldn't happen to me.
Exactly one of them.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like one of them. Yeah. It's like when you see like a car accident. Oh fuck me, it's something, but that will never happen to me. And then it happens to you, and you're like, fuck. That's exactly the same thing. That will never happen to me. But trust me, it will. I was like I said, when I was that age, 18, I was like the fittest, sportiest lad ever. I was playing football. I was fucking running. I was fucking boxing, kickboxing. I was so fit. Like, do you know what I mean? And then a few drinks later. Well, I wouldn't say a few, but you know what I mean. That's how much you can fuck you. But obviously at the end of it, now I look back and I'm like, fuck me, I've come a long way. Do you know what I mean? A lot, like I say, a lot of people don't really know what happened, but it's just basing me down to being a fucking idiot. Do you know what I mean? That's literally what it boils down to, me being a fucking idiot. And then, like I said, that first fight, it was good. I had so many people there. I remember it was in Ramsgate, and it was actually against another Rashford lad.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was actually against another Rashford lad, and his name was Ollie, and I fucking knocked him out in the third round as well. So it was the first fight. I dropped him in the first round, I dropped him in the second round, and I knocked him out in the third round. Yeah. And then literally I was like, mate, this is it. And I remember my whole Facebook just went absolutely mental. Like everyone was like, he's had more fights than that. This, that, the other. I was like, that was my first fight, like proper fight. Like, and they didn't believe.
When you were coming out to have a fight, he was winning, innit?
Oh, 100%. I remember seeing him. He was a bit bigger than me as well, because I'm only small. Well, I look small, but I can bang. So,
but I felt it as well. I actually felt it. We was fighting, you can bang.
But yeah, no, I mean, he's a bit bigger than me, and I thought. I remember it's like the walkway wasn't long. Normally, sometimes you have quite a long ring walk and that. This one was quite short, but it was behind a curtain. And I remember he went out first, and I stood behind a curtain, and Carl was like, "You ready for this?" And I went, "Carl, I'm gonna fuck him up. Trust me, I'm fucking this boy up." And literally, I walked out, and I could see straight away in his eyes. I was like, "Nah, you're mine. You're mine." And my dad was there, my fucking mates were there, like my sister was there, like everyone was there. And then I just remember dropping him the first time. Now I remember he come out actually. We touched gloves and he come straight out, and the first thing he come walking at me, and I kicked him and he fell out the ring. Literally, I literally went bang, and he just went flying out the ring, and I thought, motherfucker, I got you in now. Literally, and then yeah, like I said, when I stopped him in the third round, and they actually threw the towel in at the end, and I fucking, mate, you just see me in the picture.
What was that feeling?
I was literally like that.
Have you got a picture of that one?
Yeah, I should have a picture somewhere.
We'll put that up now.
Yeah.
So imagine, so even from that to this picture now, man. I mean, there's some characters amazing, but I still think there's a lot more to that first fight.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because honestly, that first fight as well got me so like recognised. You know what I mean? Like all these kickboxers and the judges were like, "Fucking hell, that kid's something else." And then I had my second fight, and the same thing happened. Like it was on a home show in Hastings. I can't remember what's it called now, like Sports Hall and fucking the Ridge. But it was there against another lad who was as my second fight, and again battered the kid and dropped him in the third round and stopped the fight again. And again, all these people, he's had more fights, he's had fucking... I was like, no, honestly, that is my second fight. But I think where I just fucking was so like glued to it, I was so like, no, this is going to keep me healthy, this is going to keep me fucking humble, this is going to keep me like screwed down, do you know what I mean? Rather than going out fucking pissing my life up the wall, I was like, right, on it. And where I just trained so fucking hard, people didn't think I was just an amateur, you know what I mean? I was just a little fucking newbie. But then I just started fucking taking over, and like I said, I won that, and then I won the third fight, and then I had the fourth fight, which is the Southern area, and then this is on YouTube, that fight as well. That was actually a fucking war. That was five 2-minute rounds. That was a war, mate. We was actually going head to head.
That's on YouTube, yeah? That's
on YouTube, yeah. It's George French versus Shabazz Mahmood. It was our second fight, because I beat him in my third fight, and then I rematched him for the Southern area, because everyone was like, it was a close fight. And literally, we was head to head at this point, and it was fourth round, I think, and we was punching each other, and we was going, "You're a fucking bitch," and he was saying to me in my ear, he was like, "You're a fucking bitch, hit me hard." Honestly, it was like that, and I remember coming out of the ring, and I cracked my shin bone, and I fucking pulled my ligament in my ankle, so my whole shin and my ankle was black.
I've done my ligament ankles, fuck.
It was jank, yeah, literally. Well, obviously with adrenaline, and I'll send you the reaction to my mates as well. It's like the best reaction you'll ever see from like a crowd ever. Like drinks fucking everywhere, fucking it's like screaming. It just went off, and then obviously my adrenaline was fucking going ape shit. Like there's a few pictures I send you as well, and it just fucking went ape shit. And then as I stepped out of the ring, again I just folded, where my whole leg was like buckled. I was like fucking hell, and they had to carry me to the fucking change rooms. But that's just, I think, from being in that coma and fighting through that is why I'll not fucking back down from a fight. Like you ask any of my coaches, like my old coach Carl, my new coach Billy, I will fight anyone. Like literally, I don't care if you've had 50 fights and won them all, I will fucking fight you. Do you know what I mean? I ain't going down. So do you know what I mean? It's one of them, and I think that has come from being a dickhead to sorting my life out to fucking fighting through that coma. I mean, I think most of it, like I said, seeing the pain in my parents' face, seeing what they had to go through, because again, they had to take a lot of time off work, look after me, make me food, like fucking do so much for me just because I was a fucking idiot, you know what I mean? And then after seeing that, I was like, nah, I'm gonna sort myself out, do you know what I mean? And then it's fucking gone well ever since. Like I said, I had altogether 30 kickboxing fights, I won 26, 3 British gold medals, 3 English titles, 2 Southern.
You stacked up the medals. You got to can it here.
Yeah, I've got like a wall. I've got belts on the wall, and I've got fucking trophies around. I've got I won Fighter of the Year twice. Fucking I won up and coming fight, and then I won 2 years in a row Fighter of the Year, and then it just kept coming and coming. And like I said, when I went to boxing, I went 5-0 as a boxer as well. And then I signed over to be pro. Literally just before Christmas.
That's it.
So yeah.
So from that, the pro debut's coming.
Yeah,
man.
the pro debut. Hopefully, like I said, September, maybe October, November, at a push. But as long as the crowds come back, that's when we're good to go. But like I said, if I can fucking come back from that, do you know what I mean? Like, and even now, like when I said we was talking about a minute ago about being on tablets and that, like, I know my mindset ain't in it at the moment because I'm just going a bit loopy at the moment, but I will still come back from that. I know I will. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of
that's
people.
That's important.
Yeah. Like a lot of people struggle, like you said. Like everyone struggles. You're on it. I'm on it. And people get ashamed to admit that, but I won't admit. I will admit that. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. People. It's 2021. Do you know what I mean? People struggle. So it's just about how you come back from that. Do you know what I mean? And I think if you find something that you love, which for me, fortunately, it's fighting, is it's a big thing. I think if you can concentrate on that, you'll get through anything. Do you know what I mean? Like just like with the coma, I knew I was kickboxing before it, and I thought, nah, do you know what? I will get fit again, and that's what pushed me through it. And that's why I'm still here.
It's powerful.
That's why I'm here now, though. Do you know what I mean? It's all because of boxing. Because of boxing, and I'm so like, if I'm not training, I'm watching it. Do you know what I mean? If I'm on YouTube watching boxing, I'm watching your podcast about boxing, or I'm watching fucking down the gym teaching, or I'm fucking PTing, or I'm doing anything. Do you know what I mean? It's all about boxing. Just because when I was younger, I was like, that's it, boxing, and then that's what helped me get through it. And I will never reject boxing because of that. Do you know what I mean? It sounds weird. Like I'd never turn down a fight. I'd never turn down a fucking chance to teach people or nothing like that, just because that's what got me. It just got me through fucking. I wouldn't be here today. Like I said, the doctor said straight up, said to my dad's face, "You've got an hour and he's dead." I didn't say it like that, but he said, "You've got an hour and you've got to say goodbye to him." Like, that's how close he was. You know what I mean? If my mate Troy didn't take me to the hospital that quick, I wouldn't be sitting there right now. Yeah, I wouldn't be sitting there right now. So it's fucking honestly, like when I look back at it and I think about it, I'm like, fucking hell.
You see the diary? You still look at the diary?
I keep it in my car. Yeah, so I'll send you bits over from it. But yeah, it's just basically like a diary of like my mum going, "Hey George, today we done this, that, and the other. Hope you wake up soon. Love you lots." Like things like that. Do you know what I mean? And then like funny comments and stuff like that. But the only one I can't read is my dad's. Like, honestly, because like my dad's like, you won't fucking believe this or anyone, but my dad's like 6'5". He's fucking built like a brick shithouse. He was like a head dormer for years. Like he's one of them. Like he's a fucking animal. And then I'm like the milkman. Do you know what I mean? I'm like one of them. But I never see him cry. He's like one of them. Like, do you know what I mean? And then when it like what he wrote in it, it's fucking hell. As soon as I start reading like 2 sentences, I'm gone. Yeah. Just because he's just like. I think like the first sentence is something like, "I'm trying to be strong, but I can't stop crying because you're my." Do you know what I mean? Things like that, like, and then to hear that my dad say that, and bearing in mind he's like my fucking idol. Do you know what I mean? He's like the fucking hardest geezer I've ever known. To say shit like that, it just fucking wakes you up a bit. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, fuck, I can't do that again. Like, I can't, all because I wanted a drink. Like, obviously, I'm not saying to anyone don't drink, but I'm just saying like, just be sensible with it. Like, don't show off and don't fucking. You think all these drugs and that, like I said, I didn't do drugs, but you think it's all cool and that in front of birds and that, like it's not. Like it's really not. Like what's cool is fucking doing what I've done, like coming back from that and winning what I've done and doing what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
Doing PTs, teaching people, and all that. Do you know what I mean?
Every week.
Nobody else but shut off, like advice and all that. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's cool.
That is cool. Yeah. People love being taught and people love being fucking. There's nothing cool in helping someone, do you know what I mean? Helping someone get through that, or if I helped you or you helped me with like the mental health issues, anything like that, I think that's so cool. Much, that is cool. That not fucking going out, I've got a fucking bottle of Ciroc, like, sweet, Instagram, like, fuck all that shit, like, it's good to have all these followers on Instagram, but what's really real, do you know what I mean? What is really real? That's why my Instagram is literally just full of me boxing. There's not a single photo of me, I don't think, of me, like, selfie. I think it's just all training, all boxing, do you know what I mean? Just because that's what's real to me, do you know what I mean? So.
And we'll put your Instagram as well, like, people do want to follow George, innit? Watch his fights and, do you know what I mean? I think you got the knockdown in when you knocked them out.
There's a few videos on there, there's a couple of knockouts on there, there's a couple of fucking, like decent pictures. I fought in Paris when I was a kickboxer. Fucking things like that. And over in Paris, it's like mental. Like I was signing autographs, and honestly, it's such a big sport over there. Like it's so good over there. But just things out on Instagram. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, I have my upcoming fights, and it's going to be one fucking heck of a journey. I tell you that now. Like it will. Like, honestly, like, I'm going to make sure. I want to get to like British title level. Definitely. 100%. I'll win a Southern area without fail.
You know when you say it, you know people they say something sometimes. They like want it, but they don't really have it. I feel like when you say it, there's a deeper meaning than just wanting it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
You know what, I'm all about law of attraction,
Yeah,
I know that hunger, and I connect with that vibe straight away. When you say it, you're not playing.
No, I ain't, no, trust me.
I can see it.
Trust me, like when I say to my Bill, like I've only been training with my coach Bill at the moment, Billy from Rumbles, he's since November, and he can see it straight away, and he even said to me before, he was like, you'll be the best person that comes out of this camp. And I was like, because he goes, do you want to spar this person? I go, yeah, I'm going to fucking beat him. He's like, what? I'm going to... And like this geezer come down from Essex to spar me, and they was raving about him, oh, he's this good, he's that good. And I said, Bill, chat with me, I'm going to fuck him up. And I was like, what? Big old geezer, like fucking arms like bigger than my future, you know what I mean? Like honestly, actual hench cunt, and he fucking got in and I battered him. Like I fucked him up, like literally. Bill was like, fucking hell. I was like, I told you I'll fuck him up. I was like, I don't give a shit, mate. Like I literally, when I say it, like I mean it. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, you get these people that are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Half-hearted. No, trust me, in the pro world, I'll win at least the Southern Air title, 100% without fail.
I know it, I see it, you know what I mean, you see it, I mean, I'm saying, when you pick up, you straight away, connect with that vibe, I know you're going to do it, and I'll be the other sport in the
100%.
I mean,
100%.
I think it's doing mad, but let me ask you one deep, it's like that, one deep one. First thing that comes to you, what are you fighting for?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd say for myself. I'd say, like, people like, it sounds selfish, but it's for myself, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to slip back into that. I don't want to fucking... I ain't got nothing to prove to anyone, but at the same time, I want to better myself, do you know what I mean? I want to fucking... If in the pro ranks I do start making a name for myself, then obviously it'll be for my family and fucking my girlfriend, that sort of thing. But I fight through everything in life. My work, my fucking boxing, my fucking anything. It's for myself. Do you know what I mean? You got to look after number one, and that's me. So I won't let myself slip into that again, ever again. I won't. I won't ever go back into the way I was back then, because honestly I was a fucking little cunt back then. But you know what I mean? I'll always look after myself now. Like, and people like it's the same thing with like relationships or anything like that. Like birds are like, why are you so harsh? I'm like, because if I don't fucking want you, I don't want you. Like I'm not gonna waste my time. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing it to be a horrible cunt. I'm just doing it because I'm putting myself first. Like I don't feel it, so leave me alone. Do you know what I mean? I don't say it as horrible as that, but that's the sort of thing it's like. Do you know what I mean? Like number one, are you coming out? No, I'm not coming to your birthday. Why? Because I don't want to drink. Well, it's my birthday. I don't give a fuck if it's your birthday. I'm not doing it. So simple as that. Like things like that. Do you know what I mean? You just gotta. That's what I do because I'm like.
It all come from.
I reckon it's. I honestly think it's all because of that. Yeah. Honestly, I think if I didn't go into that coma, I'd be in a lot different place. I'd either be.
Do you think you would have won the Southern Area title?
Yeah, I don't know. This is sort of thing. I do think about this a lot. I do think like, if I didn't go in that coma, would I even be still fighting? I think I'd still be fighting, but I don't think I'd be in it like I am now. Do you know what I mean? I think I'd.
Your heart's just in it.
Yeah.
Raw, you know what I mean?
100%.
You feel you're talking that way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be in as much. I think I'd have the odd fight now and then, bit of training now and then. Do you know what I mean? But I think because of that, that's like my motivation. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I can't see my family out again. Yeah. Can't fucking need to kill myself. Do you know what I mean? Fuck that. Literally, fuck that. Like I said, obviously, like with the mental health and stuff, like I ain't gonna lie, I do go a bit off the rails sometimes. I do have a couple of drinks now and then, and fucking whatever else I need to. But at the end of it, I'm always like, no, right, game time now. Yeah. Fucking game face, Jules, just go. Like, you know what I mean? I slap myself into shape and I'm like, right, fucking come on, sort your life out. No one's just going to do it for you. So stop feeling sorry for yourself and just fucking crack on. Do you know what I mean? But I do think, yeah, like I said, for that, if it weren't for that coma, I would have fucking, I think my life would be completely different, to be honest, completely different.
We couldn't have been it, bro. I mean,
well, that's what I mean,
we couldn't have been it, bro. Like, still come on, achieve what you're achieving. And I know if you got some more so you can achieve, bro, if you can see it.
Oh, 100%.
I
know myself, like, I'm 28 now, which they do say is maybe a little bit older or whatever, but I'm telling you, I will fucking...
Bernard Hopkins, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to say like the age of the boxing
exactly.
There's one name, come on.
Exactly.
Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah, by the time I'm 30, 31, I'm telling you, I'll have a Southern Area in the pro world. Easy.
Yeah, guys, he said it.
I'm telling you, that is a promise. It's a fact. I'm telling you, this is the way I feel. Like I know, like the work I put in, train every single day. Fucking, do you know what I mean? I'll put in the work, so something good's got to come out of it. Do you know what I mean? If it don't, it don't. But if it does, then fucking.
But it's not going to be down to not trying.
Nah. At least I put it all in. Do you know what I mean? At least I can look back and say I 100% blood, sweat and tears into that. Do you know what I mean? It is a lot of blood, sweat and tears. People don't realise what you actually put into a fight camp. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know yourself now, getting ready for your fight. Like, it's a lot, innit? Like, you're eating clean, you're fucking training, you can't go out, you miss birthdays, you can't train, you can't fucking drink. Sorry, you miss all this sort of shit that your mates are going out. Like, you know what I mean? You miss so much. And then people don't realise what it does to you mentally, physically. You know what I mean? You're fucking sitting home at 9 o'clock at night while your mates are at the pub, and you're like sat in there, so a lot on a Friday night, like just flicking through Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, it's people don't realise what you go through. Like, and I cry every camp. Do you know what I mean? Just because it's so fucking harsh on your body and that, and it's so. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't.
Joy for my brother. Thank you for coming, brother.
You're welcome.
Loved it. Mate, brother. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, honestly, brother. Do you know what I mean? It's massive inspiring that as well, and there's a massive message behind. I do out all the young lads that do watch this. Don't think it can't happen to you, because you know what I mean. Things can happen to you. And my experience is totally different. Anything it happened to me, George exactly the same. You think it can happen, but I think the bouncing back and I think the hunger in that, man. I just hope people can connect with this. I'm so glad you come and done this to me, my bro.
That's it. It's all about the comeback, but at the same time, that is my biggest message to the youngers. That's what I drilled into my little brother. Do not do what I did. It will fuck you. It will fuck. And like I said, I was lucky to come back from it. Like, obviously, I got to fight MENA, but not everyone might be lucky. So it's like I said, it's all about the comeback. You know what I mean? It's all about the fucking comeback. So.
And everyone that wants to support, get a follow and see George. We can do a link for your Instagram and all that. And obviously, I hope we can try and put up the links to your fight and all that.
And all that. No, I'll chuck the diary as well. And show a few pictures.
And we'll do the picture of the diary. We'll do that at the end or something. Get some pictures and all that. But what a journey, brother. And, do you know what I mean? I can't wait to see my brother. Incredible, incredible.